All right, we're live. So welcome back to Dapp University. So there's a lot to talk about in today's stream. It's just crazy how much is happening in this space lately. And I'm really glad that I started doing these live streams a couple weeks ago because it seems like there's new things to talk about every single day. The space is exploding at a rapid pace, and I'm super excited to, keep you on top of what's happening. So the biggest news item for today is that Mastercard is going to support select cryptocurrencies directly on their network this year. Okay, so this is huge. It's going to happen really soon. We'll talk about why that's such a big deal. If this had happened any year previous to now, the entire space would have just exploded. Okay. Uber's talking about the same thing. Okay, accepting payments for their rideshare service. It looks like Bitcoin just printed a new all-time high, like as I was sitting here getting ready for this stream. And so much more. Okay. There's an opportunity where you might qualify to earn some free cryptocurrency. I'll talk about that later in the stream today. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about. So before we get into that, if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to become a blockchain master step by step from start to finish, then head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. All right, so we got people running the stream here. We got Ion, Luis, Backstreet Zero, Junior, Floyd, Brad, Solania, Tom. Awesome, welcome. So let's get into the first big news item for today. Everybody can hear me okay? We're good? Yeah, awesome. So the first big news item for today is Mastercard getting into the cryptocurrency space. And I can't stress how big of news this is, okay? I know a lot of people were excited about Elon Musk or Tesla buying Bitcoin for their corporate treasury earlier this week. That was huge news. This may very well be bigger than the Tesla news, okay? Because if Mastercard had come on the scene and say, hey, we're going to support cryptocurrencies on our network, this year in 2017, people's heads would have just exploded. It would have sent cryptocurrency prices through the roof. You know what I mean? With the cryptocurrency market cap back then, and now it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that Bitcoin just broke a new all-time high as I was sitting here getting ready for this video. But yeah, this is huge news. So this came out from an official blog post by Mastercard, so you can actually go look it on their website. It's at mastercard.com. You can probably just Google Mastercard bringing cryptocurrency to this network, so we can see kind of what they're talking about here. Sorry, I had something pop up on my screen here, got a little distracted. So basically, they come out and say, whatever your opinions are on cryptocurrencies, from dyed-in-the-wool fanatic to utter skeptic, the fact remains that digital assets are becoming a more important part of the payments world. So they really are focused on cryptocurrencies as a payment solution. And, there's this big debate in the crypto space, what's this cryptocurrency for? Is it for payments or is it for store of value? You see that in the Bitcoin space today. People sort of trying to say that Bitcoin's a store of value. It's not a payment system, even though the Bitcoin white paper says it's a peer-to-peer cash system. I know people will try to redefine what cash means there, all that kind of stuff to justify their viewpoint. But, some people talk about Bitcoin just not being a great payment system. I don't think Bitcoin's a great payment system, but yeah. So basically, Mastercard is validating the need for basically the market wanting to pay with cryptocurrencies. All right. So that's the angle that they're getting into. I know some people, are entering into the DeFi and the DeFi space basically to meet the need for people who want to invest in cryptocurrencies, appreciate in value or to use as a store of value. But Mastercard is definitely attacking this at a different angle, which is basically in the payment sector. So basically, they are preparing for the future of crypto payments, announcing that your Mastercard will start supporting select cryptocurrency directly on our network. This is a big change that requires a lot of work, of course. Their philosophy is that cryptocurrency is straightforward. It's about choice. Mastercard isn't here to recommend you start using cryptocurrencies, but we're here to enable customers, merchants, and businesses to move digital value, traditional or crypto, however they want. It should be your choice. It's your money. So that's going to be the other big part of this, is merchants accepting cryptocurrencies and it being a lot easier for merchants to accept them too. And so I think we'll see that explode as well. Okay. So again, this is huge news. This might be bigger than the Tesla news that broke earlier this week. I haven't seen quite as much hype over this. out there just yet. Maybe it'll come. All right. I mean, this is pretty brand new news. I mean, it broke middle of yesterday, but yeah, I think this is big. And like I said, if this had happened in 2017, like the entire crypto market cap would have probably like doubled overnight because basically back in 2017, the entire space was just itching for outside validation that like they weren't crazy and that cryptocurrencies were kind of like the future. And if somebody as big as Mastercard had come in with a vote of confidence in that direction, it would have just been bananas. All right, so the next thing, well, let's go ahead and look at the crypto charts because, like I said, Bitcoin just like printed a new, sorry, hold on here. Bitcoin just printed like a new all-time high, like as I was getting ready for the live stream here. So like, let's see here. Oh, it didn't. So actually, it wasn't an all-time high. Well, hold on. No, it wasn't quite an all-time high. So it probably depends on the exchange. I might have misspoke there, but it's pretty darn close. All right, let's go back here. Like I said, this was like just happening as I was. So it probably just depends on the exchange. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know for sure. Like I said, on these streams, like I'm not a trader, I'm not a big TA guy. Not trying to like divine the future with the charts or anything. I'm mostly just like looking at the bigger picture of the space. I'm personally invested in this stuff, personally invested into Bitcoin, Ethereum, all that kind of stuff. Kind of just telling you my outlook. This is just more bullish news, okay, with Mastercard supporting crypto. I can see this being a huge catalyst for the Bitcoin price, large cap stuff, ETH. Of course, a lot of that stuff will probably flow into alts. You know, not investment advice, any of that kind of stuff, but that's what I'm seeing right now. So let's see here. So with another big thing to think about is there's been a lot of conversations lately about, you know, hey, are these top signals, right? Like we're seeing like celebrity talk about, you know, Bitcoin, ETH on their Twitter, all that kind of stuff. See people like Lindsay Lohan yesterday, like talking about her crypto collectibles or digital art, excuse me. You know, talking about Bitcoin to the moon. See Gene Simmons talking about how he invested like 7 figures into Bitcoin and how he's really happy that he did that. So one viewpoint on this that I've seen going around, I think could be accurate, is that you can't really count all these celebrity endorsements as top signals. They might be, you know, like I said, I don't think this is the top necessarily. It's not financial advice. It's just my opinion. But the reasoning behind that is because crypto it's like low key mainstream now. I mean, Tesla has $1.5 billion of Bitcoin on its balance sheet. Mastercard is planning to support crypto payments in 2021. All right, we're going to talk about Uber in a second. Uber's looking at accepting cryptocurrencies for their ride-sharing service. I mean, that's mainstream. I mean, it's low-key mainstream that like Uber's still thinking about it, but the second Uber's got cryptocurrency payments turned on, so the day that you can book an Uber with crypto, you can buy a Tesla with Bitcoin, cryptocurrency is officially mainstream. Like it's not necessarily mass adopted, but it's mainstream. Okay, like it's hard to argue that it's not at that point. Okay, that's what I would say. So let's go ahead and look at Ether. What's going on here? So Ether, you know, it's looking strong. How will we get up to 1809? Our all-time high is 1826. So it looks like it's kind of doing its thing. This is kind of how Ether trades. We go up, we try to, you know, we try for something, we kind of go back down, we go up, try again, come back down. The troughs are sometimes lower, sometimes. Let's zoom out a little bit. Are we forming any kind of pattern that I can tell? Again, I'm not a big trader, but sometimes I can see the patterns and kind of get an idea of how it feels. I mean, yeah, it's bullish. Like there's no reason to think that this is just going to like knife downward unless something happens on the global scene. That's personally how I feel. Okay. Yeah, this is crazy, man. Now, if we saw like a massive vertical wall right here, I mean, this kind of looks semi-vertical, but we continue going on here. If we saw like some massive vertical wall here, that's when I'd be a little bit concerned. But that's not what I see over like a 90-day range. I mean, I see a parabola kind of forming here, right? But I don't see just like blast off to infinity or anything like that. All right, so let's see here. See if you got any questions in the chat. BTC will 3x. It might. So about ETH, so we just talked about ETH. Somebody says they accept 6 types of crypto on their website. Yeah, that's good. What's going on with GRT? Someone talking about the graph token. I haven't been paying attention to the graph token. Okay, so let's talk about Uber. All right, so we mentioned that briefly. I kind of just spit that out a minute ago, but I think I'm going to stick with that, which the day that you can book an Uber with cryptocurrency and you can buy Tesla with Bitcoin, which has already happened, you can't say cryptocurrency is not mainstream at that point. All right, it may not have reached mass adoption. I don't know that we necessarily will achieve. I mean, it's hard to define what mass adoption is. I'd love to see somebody's definition of that. They want to put it in the chat. But yeah, I mean, I kind of think of mass adoption as like, your grandmother using cryptocurrency. I mean, I remember when I grew up, my grandmother finally got a computer with like email. It was hard to argue that email wasn't like mass adopted at that point. Now, that being said, she was actually a pretty sophisticated user. But like, yeah, people like when normal like grandmothers had email, that was definitely mass adoption. So it's hard to say whether we'll see. Now, I think if DeFi really does replace a large part of the financial infrastructure, people will probably be using it behind the scenes and not know about it. I mean, that's kind of what we're thinking about right now with DeFi is like, we don't know yet. Is DeFi going to be, an alternative? Is it going to completely replace finance? Is it going to be a really good alternative to finance? Will it steal market share? Will it create a new market entirely? We still don't know. But if DeFi does really take off, take a large portion of the market share of traditional finance, which it could, then it's likely that we'll see a lot of that, user experience become more familiar with what people know now. So basically anybody who uses online banking, very, very likely could be using DeFi behind the scenes in the future. We just don't know for sure. So somebody says, quick deep dive about the programs. Yeah, we can talk about that later in the stream. I've got a good segue into that. All right, so let's talk about the next item. So if you were watching the channel, I guess not before, so Tornado Cash is an Ethereum application that solves privacy. So if you were following the channel back then, you had used Tornado Cash, then you're probably eligible for their airdrop, okay? Because they released a new token, and you can go check on their website if you're eligible. And if you are, it might be a lot because some people were getting a lot of tokens. So this is a chance to get free cryptocurrency if you use the application. So we're seeing this a lot in DeFi, where basically people are coming out with tokens for their application that have some sort of value, then they reward early users of the application with that airdrop. So we saw that with Uniswap, right? I was talking about on the channel last year. If you've been following with any of the videos, you've been inside the membership program, like building out any of the flash loan applications or the trading bots, and you had used Uniswap in that process, you would have gotten free tokens. And I forget what Uniswap's trading at right now, but Uniswap airdropped 400 tokens per wallet. Okay, so let's look at Uniswap. So Uniswap's trading at $400. So, sorry, at $20. I can't do math. I can't even read numbers right now. $20 basically. So if you had 400 Uni, it'd be $8,000 that you'd have right now. And if Uni keeps going up, it'd be crazy. And that's per account. So if you use it on multiple applications, on multiple wallets, like inside your MetaMask, you'd have 8,000 times the wallet amount. So yeah, that's an example. 1inch Exchange did the exact same thing. Tornado Cash is doing the same thing. This is a big deal. So if you use any of those applications before, go check. You might have some free cryptocurrency. So another thing I want to talk about is I want to share. Let's see here. another message that I got from somebody. Somebody was asking me about the membership program, and I want to share a pretty cool story from somebody inside of there. So I did a video with this person on my channel, so I don't think they're gonna care if I talk about them on the stream here. But so Uni is one of the persons, one of the developers inside the program. She said, "I don't think I've ever witnessed such a spike in price. This is a short-term time span. Even crypto, suddenly Governor Dow, my project, went up 400% last night, and it's still holding at 160. And you can do it too. Keep learning this stuff." So it's a pretty amazing story. So I've had, several different people inside of here basically go on to create their own applications. You can check out Decentraverse. You can check out lots of other projects where people are starting, their own projects and launching them in the wild. That's one thing that's so cool about blockchain right now is there's lots of ways to jump on the opportunity. You can get a job. You can become a freelancer. You can build your own project and actually put it out in the wild. And let me actually pull up. I'm going to show you on my screen here. If you want to go check out this video, it's pretty awesome. You can go to my YouTube homepage. So you can get on here, go to student success stories, and look for this video right here. So the beginner makes like $100,000 with the blockchain app. So that was like in the launch of this project. They made, they raised a bunch of ether. It was over like 6 figures, like in a day, I think is what it was. I think they've made a lot more since then, and then their token has gone up like crazy for the past few weeks. So that's what's possible in crypto right now. It's absolutely insane. Like I said, there's opportunity to get a job, become a freelancer, but then, for people who are more entrepreneurial and want to launch their own projects, there's tremendous upside in this space right now. And that's one of the reasons we're doing the collectibles masterclass. So I don't know if you guys saw the video that I put out yesterday talking about that, because, there's a big, there's a big gold rush going on right now with collectibles. Let's see here. We talked about some of this on the stream lately, like, the hash masks sell for $650,000 in ether. And some people will like complain in that video. It's like, oh, it's just money laundering, all this kind of stuff. They're just money laundering scams. There's definitely like some of that stuff going on out there. Some of it is shady for sure. But the bigger picture here is that digital artwork and digital NFTs are really truly becoming a thing. Some people think, the crypto collectibles are all just hype speculation. Some of it is. I mean, some of it legitimately is. But digital artwork is becoming a use case that people are super excited about. And, some people are willing to pay a lot for them. Of course, not every collectible is selling for $650,000, right? And some of this might just be like shady money laundering. But there's still cool opportunity here. And that's one reason we're going to do that masterclass. So you can check out that video I did yesterday. It's going to be on February 24th. And so somebody asked me earlier about the membership, like what's the difference between the membership or just showing up to the masterclass. If you join the membership, then you get access to all the past masterclasses we've already done, all the future masterclasses, plus that like the community chat, like where I showed you that message a minute ago. So like you can like ask questions, reach out to other people who are learning the same thing as you. I'm inside there trying to answer questions as much as I can. It gets kind of hard because I'm a little bit busier these days, but that's what it is. Whereas if you just show up for the one-time masterclass, you just get the live event plus the replay. All right, so let's see here. Somebody says, can I hang a digital art in my house? So there's actually some people who are working on solutions for this where like you can display digital art and only the person with the private key to the digital art, the owner, can display it. Like you have a ledger device or something and you plug it into the artwork and then it shows it. So there's lots of, we're still figuring this stuff out. Some people think the digital art's worthless and it's never going to take off. Some people think it's cool. The market is deciding. Somebody says, how much JavaScript should I know before starting to learn Web3? So this is a great question. So the bigger question behind here is, should I learn programming languages before I try to learn blockchain? I don't think so. I think you should just try to learn blockchain you should just learn blockchain and then learn the programming languages as you go. That's the style how I teach. It's the fastest way to learn, in my opinion. Now, you can go learn JavaScript fundamentals and all this other stuff. Some people like to do it that way. It's just slower. Stuff doesn't click as fast. It just takes a lot longer when you go like do a bunch of like ABC tutorials. I mean, you could do a little bit to start off with, but I say if you want to learn blockchain, just start there, learn the programming languages as you go. You can always do like JavaScript fundamentals like on the outside. I mean, you can do it kind of the same time where it's like you go learn some blockchain, and if you feel stuck, like, oh, I don't understand this about JavaScript, and like go like work on a little bit of JavaScript on the side and then come back to blockchain. But you want to always be putting steps in the right direction for the thing you actually want to learn. That's my opinion. That's what I've helped a lot of other people do. That seems to have the most success, because part of it's the feedback. It's like you get the feedback from building something for real, and it keeps you excited. You see your progress a lot faster when you have those faster feedback loops. It's just so it's if you don't have those, it's a lot easier to just burn out and feel like, why am I learning this? Think about that. Think about how many times in school, you know, some of you might be pretty young or watching this stream, but those of you who have been all the way through school, all that kind of stuff, how many times were you inside like a math class or something like that, and somebody said, when am I ever going to use this? I heard that all the time, okay? So you don't want to feel like you don't want to be asking those questions when you're learning to code. You want to see all the time the direct reason why you're learning something, because it's producing a tangible result. That's what keeps learning exciting. That's what makes it sticky. That's why you'll learn faster, is because you'll make those connections. You'll see the purpose. You'll have context as you go. Now, like I said, sometimes you have to go over and work on the boring stuff, kind of like lifting weights. Like you got to go work this muscle, but only for a little bit. And it becomes way stickier because you'll have context to go back and apply it to. Somebody says ETH is next giant, ETH to 5K. Yeah, probably. So what's happens to blockchain jobs when there's a bear market? So the good news is we had lots of people get hired as blockchain developers during the last bear market. So there will probably still be somewhat of a bubble for brand new companies that just raised a lot of money during the boom. Some of them may not do so well. But the job market as a whole will still be strong, because think about how many people are rushing into this space because they see the massive opportunity to build Web 3.0. You know what I mean? To build DeFi, to build, you know, the future of digital artwork, all that kind of stuff. So there's going to be huge demand. So I was here throughout the last bear market. There was huge demand. There may have been some drop off in the hype. Some of the companies that had just raised short-term cash, some of them, you know, didn't necessarily fare so well, but the industry as a whole was still pressing forward, because a lot of the reputable companies, I mean, they see the long term, and they're still going to hire people because human capital is their lifeblood, basically. You know what I mean? That's how they make money long term. So they're hiring people. Somebody says the Dapp University is an incredible place to start learning blockchain development. I'm learning from scratch. Awesome. Yeah, I think lots of people can learn from scratch. One of the reasons I do this in the first place is I learned programming on my own. Like, I didn't get a computer science degree. I didn't go to a coding boot camp. I actually got rejected from coding boot camp when I applied. So I taught myself from scratch with, you know, online learning resources, plus like a really intensive, like, you know, digital course. And then, yeah, that's how I learned. That's how I got my skills to professional level. You know, sought out somebody who was already working in the space. This was before I got into blockchain, by the way. Sought out somebody who was working in the space, to, you know, who had seen a lot of the progress that I made. And that was how I got my first freelancing job. So what's the difference between the uni and the membership? So they are the same thing. So Blockchain Master University is the membership. So somebody says, I learned by doing. What should I start on? So I'll go to my homepage here. So you can go to my homepage. If you wanted to overview without any coding, step by step on just like how to become a blockchain developer in 2021, you can check out this video. It's pretty good if you want the the bird's eye view. Let's see here. The tutorials are all down here. So I'm gonna be dropping a new tutorial pretty soon. So anybody who's been like waiting for a new coding tutorial, it's coming. So subscribe to the channel, click the notification button. You'll find out about when it comes out. But there's lots more inside here. You can go any of these. Probably the easiest one to start off with would be something like the Instagram clone, or the blockchain game, or any of these. Yeah, you could really honestly pick any of them, right? This one's a DeFi tutorial. It's pretty cool. I think they're all cool. But yeah, just check that on that playlist. You could do any of them. Somebody says, I don't have faith in being able to learn blockchain dev to an acceptable level while I'm working. Looks like a mountain to climb. So there is a pretty steep learning curve. In my opinion, it's a mountain worth climbing. I mean, that's a decision you have to make for yourself. You have to kind of assess like what's your current life situation, and do you care? Do you like your job well enough? Does it have good future prospects? You might like that. But if those answer those questions are no, there's a ton of opportunity in blockchain for the long term. So but you have to just think about the upside. Like, will it be hard? Yeah, it'll be hard, but for a lot of people, it'll be worth it. I mean, it was worth it for me. I'm glad I did. All right, everybody. I'm gonna answer like probably one more question here. I'm gonna go and sign off for today. Again, I'll go quick recap if you've been jumping on the stream. What's been going on? We had news of Mastercard planning to support cryptocurrencies later this year. That's a huge deal, right? Might be bigger than the Tesla news that we saw earlier this week. Uber talking about supporting cryptocurrencies for their ride sharing service. Okay. I think it looks like they say specifically Bitcoin here, so we don't have news on whether it's going to be other cryptocurrencies, which one they plan to support. They're not planning on doing the Bitcoin as a treasury asset like Tesla did. But the day that we have Mastercard supporting crypto, the day that you can book a ride with Uber, with Bitcoin, and the day you can buy a Tesla with Bitcoin, which is basically today, it's hard to say cryptocurrency isn't mainstream at that point. That's at least my outlook on things. Somebody says, do I have coding flash loans? Yeah, it's inside the membership program. So if you want to sign up for the crypto collectibles masterclass and join the membership option, then you'll get access to flash loan content too. All right, everybody. So that's all I got for today. Hope you like this video. Smash that like button down below. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It really helps these videos out so more people can learn about blockchain. If you like this videos and you've been watching along, as I was just saying a minute ago, you go to that YouTube homepage. You can find any of those free courses, like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. You like those? You want to take the next step? Hey, you want to take a math shortcut entirely? You can head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. Show you how to master blockchain step by step from start to finish. All right, that's all I've got. Until next time, thanks for watching.